Hey guys, this is my research 5 video on my marketing model, and I chose to do it on the competitive profile matrix. I will sometimes refer to it as CPM, and it is a very simple tool to use. I would say it's easy as CPM, right? So let's get started. So the CPM, or the competitive profile matrix, like I said, it is a tool that provides critical information and allows a comparison of a company to its major competitors. So you can use this to compare your company to your competitors. And 4 benefits from using this tool. One is enhance your strategic decision making. So, having information and the comparison data, you can make, strategic decision that will help you, to gain market share or to be more competitive. It also highlights strengths and weaknesses of your company as well as your competitors. And then it uncovers, opportunities where you can develop strategies to be more competitive by just looking at this matrix and to see, some opportunities that you can to be more competitive in. And then it articulates a value proposition. And by what I mean by that is you get to see your strengths, what you're good at, versus what your competitors are good at. And you can use that to your advantage, where you can promote, your strengths and as something that you can do to market your brands to your target consumer. So before we start to create this matrix, let's look at some components. There are 4 components or 4 steps to creating this matrix. One is you got to have critical success factors. So you have to identify and determine some of those factors that are critical to your market or your industry, and we'll take a look at some of those factors together. Next is to assign a weight to some of these factors, and then you do a rating, and then you do a calculation based on the rating and the weight, and you get a score, and then you just total the score. So it's very simple. It's an easy process. It's easy tool to use. So like I said, step 1, it is to create the critical success factors within that industry or that market. So you determine what's important within your market or your industry, the attributes or the indicators or factors that you figure that will be beneficial as you compare yourself to your competitors. So what I've done here is I've chosen some factors that I feel are critical as I compare myself to my competitors. So marketing, brand reputation, product quality, price competitiveness, technological competence, customer loyalty, location, and management. And these are the factors that I selected. So you can choose any factors you feel that's critical or valuable in your market or your industry. And that's step 1, just to identify those. So step 2 is to assign weight to these factors. And so if you see here, you see the matrix here, marketing, I assign a weight of 0.15, and I feel it's pretty important. And it depends on, the weight, and you can, if you feel something is very important, has a lot of value, you put, you weight that higher. Things that are not that critical, like location, like here in this example, I chosen to give it a weight of 0.03, and all the weight has to equal 1 or 100%. So you just, figure out what's important, what's not important, depending on the value of that factors. And so you create those weight, and that's the second step to do, is to identify those weight and assign the weight to your factor. And then step 3 is the scoring process of it. So like what we just discussed, that you got the factor, you got the weight, and then you do the rating. And the rating are based on scale. And so a 4 means that you have a major strength, or you are the industry leader. 3 is a minor strength, and 2 is minor weakness, and number 1 is that you have some major weakness in that area or that factor, or you are the industry lagger in that factor. So you figure out where you are as compared to these factors. So what I did was I took my brand, my company, Fizzy Beverage. So I feel marketing, I'm doing pretty good with a 3. Brand, I'm not that good because, being a new company and nobody knows who I am. So I'm a 1. And then you just kind of rate yourself and see here management. We got pretty cool management at the top. So I put myself as a 4. We are the industry leader in that area. So you rate yourself and you also rate your competitors. So here's Uncool Beverages, and I did the rating down there. And then Flat Soft Drink, and here's their rating. So once you have the rating, all you do is take the rating, you multiply by the weight, and you get the score. So 3 times 0.15, you get 45, and you do the calculation with all your factors, and you get all your score here. And the same thing as you do for your competitors. You take the rating, you times the weight, and you get the score. So here are the score, the rating and the score. All right. So you ready for the next step, which is number 4? And number 4 is just to total everything together. And like I said, it's very easy to do, as simple as CPM. So you just add up your score, and here Fizzy Beverage got a 2.73, Uncool Beverage at 2.28, and Flat Soft Drink 2.67. So it looks like we're pretty consistent. We're just a few points above Flat Soft Drink, but it doesn't mean by having this 2.73 doesn't mean that Fizzy Beverage is better than Flat Soft Drink. It just kind of show you some of the factors and that's critical to the industry. So it gives you a score so you can compare your company to your competitors. So here are some examples that I found that was done using the CPM tool. So here's Nissan, comparing Nissan to Renault to Toyota. Here's a competitive profile matrix or CPM of Starbucks, and comparing Starbucks to McDonald's, Dunkin' Donut, and then another one. And you can do for any any company or any institution or any organization. So here we have is a CPM matrix for university. So you got Miami, University of Virginia, and University of Michigan, and you can select some of those. Let's go back. Some of those factors, here, and then you just rate, and then you do your rating. You just do the calculation, just what you get, and you get the total down here on the bottom. So very simple to do. All right. And then what I found as an analysis of this tool is that one, it identifies the firm's or your company's strengths and weaknesses, and not just yours, but your competitors. So, you get to see that. 2 is evaluate the strengths and the weakness of your competitors. And then 3 enables the firm or your company to develop effective competitive strategies where you can, overcome your competitors or be a market leader in that industry. So that's what the tool would do to help you by using this tool to help you be more competitive and to see some of the strengths and weaknesses in those areas, those factors that are critical to your industry or your market. So like I say, it's a very simple tool to use, easy to create. So it's pretty much easy as CPM, and here are my source. And thank you for watching. And you guys have a good night and happy Easter.